Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. I just got out of Godzilla King of the Monsters. It's gonna take some time for me to get a review up because I really gotta collect my. There is a lot of shit in this movie. This was for the fans. End of story. You want to know something? Now that I've seen the movie, it makes complete sense to me why there are so many negative reviews because this is Mike Daugherty has got some balls. That guy's got some balls. He said, fuck the general audience. I'm going to give it to the fans. And if it doesn't make sense to the general audience, oh well. He's got balls, man. I mean, it's a gamble. It is a gamble. And the negative reviews now make so, other than the ones that are saying like 98 is better, but it makes complete sense after seeing this movie why these negative reviews are coming out. This is, I mean, and when I talk about a fan, I'm talking about a fan that dates back like to the Showa. This is very Showa, I mean, he flipped what Gareth Edwards was trying to set up, and not completely. It's still a serious tone to an extent, but you got that sprinkled cheese in there. But it's cheesy. It's good. It's good shit though. It's not cheesy in the sense that you're like this. It's good stuff. I mean, there's a lot of Easter eggs up the ass. I mean, I don't even know why you would even call it Easter eggs at this point. Just call it like fucking couple of dozen eggs in there. And I'm talking from the whole movie to the end credits. And I'm not even talking about the post-credit scene, which you want to stick around for. I'm talking about the end credits. He did a beautiful. The end credit scene was beautiful. The end credits rolling were gorgeous because it was a callback to 2014. And you'll know what I mean when you see that. There are a lot of callbacks. There are a lot of Easter eggs that only the hardest of the hardcore are going to understand. And this is not for the general audience. Like, you guys always hear me preach about the general audience. Mike Daugherty has completely gambled on the fan base. He is betting on the hardcore fans, and he's betting on the new fans that he gained, that Gareth gained in 2014. Anybody that hasn't been a fan or is coming in for this, like, they'll enjoy the monster action, like the senseless action, but this is for the fans. Like, I have not seen this much fan service since like a Marvel movie. Like, this is, and it's a gamble for a kaiju genre. That's what I'm saying. Like, he went all in on this movie. He went all in. He said, roll the dice, I'm going for the snake eyes, because this is not for the general audience at all. At all. If the general audience comes in to watch this, they're not going to know what the fuck is going on. They'll only know everything that's connected from the 2014 movie to this movie. But if they've never seen a Godzilla movie, or they have seen Godzilla movies but they don't remember some of them, they're not going to get like a good 70% of this movie. There are some massive, massive callbacks here. There are a ton of Easter eggs, especially towards the end of the movie and going into the credits with like newspaper clippings and all that. They legendary as far as I can see, and this is not me being hyped up. Like, I'm telling you what I saw. Like, I mean, I'm hyped right now. I'm excited, and that's why I'm doing this right now in the car real quick, because when I do my review, I want to be able to be, because there are some issues with the movie, no doubt. But this movie is legendary revealing their hand. You now, coming out of this movie, you're going to know what their plans are. And they have plans for this monsterverse. I still believe that this movie and Kong versus Godzilla, or rather Godzilla versus Kong, will be the determination as to if they're going to keep going. But if they do keep going, this movie pretty much tells you where they're going to go. And I'm not going to give it away, but man, they are going full-blown Marvel on this shit. Like, if they get the revenue they need, if they get the box office build that they need, if these two movies do well, they do have some serious plans. I mean, when you get to the end credit scene, it's so quick, but I saw a couple of clippings and a couple of titles that they were mentioning, and there's teasers of other monsters they got planned for. There's a lot, man. You got to watch this movie more than once to see it, because they really flash it quick. It's one of those things where you're going to have to buy like the DVD and pause that shit as it goes. But and don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that this is like concrete shit, you know what I mean? But you know how when you do a movie, if you want to set something up for the future, you got to plant seeds, right? Now you can you can draw those seeds whenever you want, or you can skip those seeds. So what they did in this movie is towards the end, they planted a lot of seeds. That way, if they decide to go forward, they've already planted the seed. Now it's just about, you know what I mean, letting it sprout and then picking it when you're ready. If they decide they want to go that far into this, if they decide that they have enough revenue coming in, if there's enough interest in the monsterverse, this movie was legendary, saying, here, this is what we're doing with this. This is what we're doing. This is where we're going. You're either all in or you're out. And Mike Daugherty delivered the message, and he delivered it very clearly and with strong conviction. This was not for the general audience. I forgive all the negative reviews because they don't, and I hate saying this because I hate when other people say it, but it's really true in this instance. Unless you're a hardcore fan, you're not going to understand what they did in this movie. I mean, you're talking about callbacks that go as far back as Showa and as far forward as Heisei in this movie. And there's a lot of movies in those two eras that people have not seen before and have no understanding of the callbacks that he was delivering in this movie. Whether or not it's going to work, we'll have to see. It is a gamble, man. It is. Like, I love it. You know, I'm a hardcore fan, so in my heart, man, I was feeling it. But, man, he took a gamble, guys. And whether or not it pays off, we'll have to see in the next couple of weeks. You know, if this movie, it's an all or nothing movie in my eyes. Like, we're going to get Kong versus Godzilla, obviously. But if this movie doesn't make the money, and then the follow-up, Godzilla versus Kong, doesn't make the money, I don't see how they go forward. And if they do, it'll maybe be one or two more movies. But the way they were dropping seeds and Easter eggs at the end, they're here to play ball. Like, you know, and again, that doesn't mean that we're guaranteed to get everything they tease. But what it does is it sets up the Easter egg. It sets up the seeds. It plants the seeds. So that way, if there is interest, it looks to me like they have a lot of source material planned. Whether or not they pull the trigger and do it is determined on how much money they make. But if there's any doubt as to whether or not the Monsterverse has a future planned, I think that this movie answers that question. There's a plan there. There's a vision in place. It's just a matter of whether or not they can do it. And unfortunately, money talks. So let's see if Mike Daugherty's gamble pays off. Definitely do not worry about those negative reviews. This movie was clearly for the fans. And the question is, do you have enough hardcore fans? Do you have enough fans left over from 2014? And did you generate enough interest with the general audience with this movie and the last movie for them to come back and invest in this like people have invested in Marvel? Because that ending, and I'm not talking about the monster movie itself, I'm talking about the ending sequence, the credit sequence, which you could consider a post-credit scene in itself. It's not an actual scene, but it's just a sway of like paper clippings with statements. And yeah, man, they're not playing. they want to go balls to the wall on this. So, but anyway, let me get out of here. I'll get my review up. I'll check the comment section when I get home. But yeah, this you could consider this my initial reaction. Yeah, Mike Daugherty, God bless him. He's rolling the dice, man, and it's gonna be either a big win for him or a big fail. Honestly, it's not a fail in my eyes. It's not going to be a fail in anybody else's eyes, I don't think, if you're a fan. But if it doesn't generate the income I think it needs to, you know, so we'll see. But I'll give it to him, man. The guy's got balls. All right, guys, that's it for this initial reaction video. I'm going to get home, get this review done. I'm not going to do green screen. I wanted to get it up quick, get my thoughts out before they drown in my brain. And wow, and I got a lot of writing to do tonight because I want to try and remember everything I saw because there are so many Easter eggs. But all right, I'll see you guys in a little bit.